Shalom, Apostle Talk, coming back at you with this truth, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Real quick, I'm going to entitle this Israelites, Blind Here is a Curse. Now you see a bunch of pictures of various so-called black women or Israelite women with blind hair or bleached blind hair. And you see the smiles on their faces because they believe that if they have blind hair and bleached out skin, that they look closer to the so-called white man or white woman, or as the Bible refers to them as Edomites. See, you Israelites out there, you've been in this system too damn long. And you have become institutionalized to this man's system. And the Most High is getting ready to take this system out. He's getting ready to destroy this place. So this love affair that you have with these Edomites is going to stop. Anyway, I'm going to go into the scriptures. First scripture is 1 John 2 verse 15. It says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man or woman love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." Now you Israelite women and you Israelite men that bleach out your hair, that's of the world, man. And that means you love the world. You want to be accepted by this world. Yahweh Shai made a statement concerning his disciples. He said, if this were my kingdom, my servants would fight. Got a lot of our people, Israelites, joining the military, the four branches of the military. And now there's a scripture in Joel, the 2nd chapter. It speaks about them going over there to the eastern side of the world and never coming back because their bodies are going to be left over there. They're going to be destroyed. And not one of them is going to make it back. Matter of fact, I'm going to actually go to that. You know what? Let me finish reading these scriptures and then I'll go to it. The second scripture is, the first scripture I read was 1 John 2 verse 15. Love not the world, meaning this system. I mean, we part of the system and then you got to deal with the system. You know, the Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians the 7th chapter, he said, using the world but not abusing it. So you have to work at a particular job or whatever. There's certain things that you have to do within this system. Certain ordinances. In other words, you can't jaywalk or, you know, go 80 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour zone because you'll be pulled over and get a ticket. So you're in the system. You're a part of this system. But you're not of this system, and you're looking to get out of this system, not to make friends with this system. But you have to use this system. You have to live. In order for you to live, you have to deal with this system to a certain extent. But in your mind is that you want to get out of here, man. And once you wake up to the fact that you're an Israelite, you're supposed to put away those worldly things. You know, what was it last weekend? This guy, G-Man, came out to the camp, and I asked him a question. I said, "Is having blind hair a blessing or a curse?" And he immediately said, "A blessing." And why is that? Because I perceive that he wants to be white. You know, he believes in a so-called white Jesus. He believes the kingdom of heaven you know, when we get to the kingdom of heaven, everything's going to be white, and he might even turn white. He's basically a Uncle Ruckus type nigga. Anyway, he immediately said that having blonde hair is a blessing. Well, not according to the scriptures. Anyway, next scripture, St. John 15, verse 19. If ye were of the world would love his own. And this is why Israelite men get blown away by the cops. Whether they're running down the street, they put their hands up, they comply. Now this terrorist attack that took place down in Lower Manhattan, I believe he was Chechnyan, which is up in Europe. That those people, the Chechens, they embrace Islam. So they said he committed a terrorist attack by taking a rental truck and running over a bunch of people on bicycles, and they said that he jumped out with two firearms. What they later found out, one was a BB gun, the other one was a paintball gun. And he didn't get blown away. He got shot. They first said he got shot in the leg, then he got shot in the stomach, and they arrested him. They took him to the nearest hospital. He wanted a ISIS flag to be put up in his hospital room, and he wasn't that badly injured. But it shows you, man, Esau has more love for these damn terrorists than they do for you Jakes, man. Let me read that again. St. John 15, verse 19. If you were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, even you niggas that want to be a part of the world, you're not of the world, man. They don't accept you. When they see you come through the door, they see a Negro, a nigger. But I have chosen you out of the world. Therefore the world hateth you. Okay, I wanted to go to Joel 2 right quick. All right, this is Joel 2, verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army. The northern army represents the four branches of the U.S. military: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate. And that's over there. That would be in the middle of the Euphrates River and the with their backs toward Egypt and Ethiopia. Smack dab in the Middle East. Because that's what's going to happen. The Most High is going to cause these Edomites to empty all the military people to the Middle East, because something's going to happen over there. And that's when all the armies are going to be gathered. All the major armies are going to be gathered over there. That's also found in Revelation, the 20th chapter. Anyway, 20th verse again, Joel 2, verse 20. But I will remove far or from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, which represents the Euphrates, and his hinder part. Now on the coast of the Euphrates is Iraq or Iraq. That's right on the Euphrates coast in the Middle East. That's where Baghdad is. And when you read Ezekiel 30, the 38th chapter, it speaks about the Persians, which today they're being called the people of Iran and the Gog and Magog, which are the nations to the north, what you know as the Russians. They're going to intervene. So Armageddon is going to take place, and it's very near. Whether it would happen 6 months, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, a year and a half from now, a year from now, only the Most High knows, the Father. Anyway, it says, with his face toward the, and his face meaning the armies. It's not talking about one man. Toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the uttermost sea, which is the Red Sea. So their backs are going to be facing Africa, the east, the northeastern part of the continent of so-called Africa. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Which means the four branches of the military that go over there to the Middle East to fight that war, not one of them are going to come back. And the main reason why they're not going to have one casualty, because all of them will have taken the chip. So we're living in some serious times, all right? Anyway, let's go back to the scriptures. I kind of segued into something else. Now I want to go to James 4, verse 4. It says, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. So you're supposed to be looking to get the hell out of here, man. Scriptures speak about hastening the day of the Most High. We want to get out of here. We don't want to make it here, man. We don't want to make it up in this society. We want the hell up out of this goddamn place. We want the Most High to hurry up and take this goddamn place out and deliver his elect. Now, going back to the actual subject dealing with blind here, you have a lot of celebrities among our people, that men and women, but especially our women, because they want to be accepted by this world. Anyway, it says, Leviticus 13, verse 29, if a man or a woman have a plague, which is a curse, upon the head or the beard, and when it says the head or the beard, it's talking about the hair of the head or the hairs of the beard. It says 30th verse, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, meaning it's inside the scalp, the root of the hair, and there be in it a yellow thin hair. Now it says a yellow thin hair. What does it mean if you have a whole head full of yellow thin hairs? That means your whole head is plagued with leprosy of the scalp. Then the priest shall pronounce him unclean, him or her. You notice it said him, but the 29th verse, it says man or woman. So when it says him, we know it's talking about him or her. It is a dry scall, even a leprosy upon the head or beard, meaning the head, meaning the hairs of the head or the hairs of the beard. And this is for you people that, you know, bleach your skin, because Jake is into that, bleaching their skin. You know, you see a lot of these women and men in the entertainment business. They come in, you first see them as a child actor, and they might be super dark. Then as they grow up, it seems like they get lighter and lighter, and almost turn and change, cut their nose I mean, Michael Jackson did that and lied to the world and said that was vitiligo. No, he bleached his skin. Before he died, he looked like an old, what's her name, Elizabeth Taylor. You know, this system that mess you Negroes' minds up. Anyway, I'm going to go to Numbers for you jakes that like to be so goddamn white, figuring you're going to be accepted by this world. This is Numbers 12 and 10. And you can read the whole chapter from the first verse on down. And this is the reason why the Most High cursed Moses' sister with leprosy, because she was popping shit to Moses. That Moses was the man of the Most High. So the Most High said, okay, you want to talk that shit to your brother? And he's the man that I chose to lead the children of Israel? Okay, I'm going to turn you into a white woman. Numbers 12, verse 10. And like I said, you can read this from the first verse. Because she criticized Moses for marrying a woman of another nation. And there was a reason behind that. It says, Numbers 12, verse 10. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam, Moses' sister, became leprous. Which now, G-Man, would you say having leprosy is a blessing or a curse? Miriam became leprous, white as snow. Now, if she turned into a white woman, what color was she before she was that so-called white woman? She had to be a dark-skinned woman, a brown woman. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous, which today you call a vitiligo. And you have a lot of jakes out there with a curse with leprosy. And you see they lose their dark skin, and you see patches of whiteness or paleness on them. And as the time goes by, they lose all their pigment. That's a curse. The Most High cursed you, just like he cursed Miriam, the sister of Moses. 11 verse. And Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my Lord. He's speaking to Moses. I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he, Esau, cometh out of his mother's womb. Anyway, with that, like I said, you can read this whole chapter. You can read down into the 13th verse and the 14th verse. And what happened was the Most High did heal her back and gave her a original skin back, but she had to go out by herself, pursuant to the law of leprosy. She had to go out into the wilderness by herself for 7 days. And when she came back, the Most High blessed her, gave her color back. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.